So now I have one last Lost Tale of Greece that I was gonna do before starting the Season Pass DLC, but by not doing it, I was able to start the Season Pass DLC on part 201 exactly, and that was just too satisfying of an opportunity for me to pass up. So here I am doing it after the Season Pass DLC. One last Lost Tale of Greece, the free DLC that they added. Meet the magistrate Perictyon in the Valley of the Nymph in Focus. Okay, where's Focus again? Okay, so Valley of the Nymph. This is Valley of the Nymph. So it's this here. It's gotta be this. That's what it is. So this will be my last quest that I probably ever do of this game here. And then I'll do a short little free DLC thing at Hallowland. Oh, that was weird. I'm almost done. I'm so dang close. Ooh, what's this? Yoink, I'm never gonna use it. Because the game is almost dead. Man, this game is pretty though. Too bad I'm allergic to it. That is much of a shame right there. Lalaia! Whee! Well. This way I go, just jump through the tree. I thought I was on the other ability wheel, I'm gonna be honest. And no sound effect. Watch it just come in a hot second here. Are people still trying to attack me? Oh, there's the sound effect super late. My computer's just lagging out the wazoo today. Okay. Yep. They do be. The game might have been turned down at one point, but the sound effects stayed the same.
Mothers and daughters of Olympus,
So that might be the reason there.
lead us to safety. We can't lose anyone else.
I'm none of those, but I am Cassandra Amistios. What's wrong?
My people are in grave danger. We lost our leaders and our warriors, and now our hunters have disappeared.
Hunting parties can be gone for weeks before returning. What happened to everyone else?
War. The fight between Athens and Sparta has reached our borders, so the men left to offer their swords. I fear that those remaining will be lost to the sons of Xerxes.
Who are the sons of
I've heard the
Xerxes?
Sons of Xerxes. That's quite the name.
Persians left over from the Battle of Thermopylae. They have no nation except the heritage of an ancient king, but their numbers are great, and ours are not.
You have my
We've not
sympathy.
played our roles in this situation, though killing is my specialty and I can hunt and track.
Do you deal in advice? I don't know how to address my people. They know something is wrong, and I'm not sure what to do about it.
What makes you think I would have good advice? An ignorant village is
Your
unprepared.
leader can act like it. High road or low road, you must still pick your path.
You're right. I need to make preparations instead of panicking. But then, there's still the missing hunting party. Would you find them for me?
I'll look
Sure,
for
I'll
the
find the
missing-
hunters.
My cousin Agnodiki volunteered to look for them. She hasn't returned either.
Okay, don't know why that one needed to fade through black. A lot of those cutscenes usually just like pop out back to the world. Alright, find and free the missing villagers. Well, over to here. In focus, yep. Northwest of Grand Mount Parnassus. Okay, it's northwest here. Find them in Lamia Bandit Camp. Oh, well, that didn't take long then. So right over here. In terms of some other real world stuff that I can talk about right now, we've been working pretty hard on basement renovation stuff recently. Yeah, they're definitely not awful. They're not like some games. Luckily. Like, that's something that I felt when playing Final Fantasy 16 recently, is the side quest kind of cutscenes of characters talking back and forth don't look super great. The dedicated cutscenes of that game, like the high quality story ones, those are fantastic. But like the generic talking back and forth ones are not super great and kind of robotic-y, and the lip syncing doesn't always match up. And this game kind of looks just fine, but there isn't as many high quality cutscenes as a game like FF16 is the case. The high quality cutscenes of this game are far and few between. But at least the standard ones look pretty good. And actually play around with, like, more interesting camera angles a lot of the time, too. Is the case. But yeah, describe this as competent. It's average. Yeah, that's fair there. But yeah, so we had all the old flooring ripped out of the basement, the carpet that used to be there, and we needed to have some areas be filled in with concrete because the floor wasn't completely level before we could put down the new flooring. How about I do this? Must have been the wind. No one suspects anything. What the heck even? So there was a time that I had to, like, Mission Impossible my way to my room. Because I had to step around all the wet concrete. But there was still a path over here.
Where'd that come from?
And, but now we have proper flooring in. We have these wooden hardwood planks. Or laminate, or whatever the heck it is. I don't know the difference between the two. The washroom that's right next to my room, around the corner over there, haven't been able to use that for a month now? Month plus, something like that. But now that the flooring stuff is done, and we're getting close to the point that we can be ready to just start bringing things back in here, after some of the electrical stuff is done, I think. Should actually be able to use it as a washroom again at some point here. There's no sink, there's no toilet, there's not really anything in there right now. So it would be nice to have my own washroom again. Oh, I have to, like, actually untie you here. So that's been coming along here. Yeah, let's see here. Video Games Plus has the AC Odyssey base game on PS4 disc on sale for $20 Canadian. Wow, that's cheap. Probably buy that soon, huh? Well, as I was just saying during my review at the end of the DLC here, like, this game is a lot of bang for your buck. And at $20 for, like, the full main game in this world here, with how much stuff there is everywhere, it's like, yeah, that's a lot of content there. Yeah, I could definitely recommend that. Hope things are going well today, Pilico Stefan. First when we saw something, maybe it was just my imagination. My friend is dead. I wonder what happened. Well, I send them to the Shadow Realm, so they suspect nothing. Even though I leave, like, a pile of blood that now seems to be gone. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, there's be 4 of us. Now I'm the only one left. Strange. Stealth is really hard to do. It sure is. What? Oh, I have to hold it.
My thanks.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Gosh dang it. I couldn't send her off with Godspeed, Spider-Man. Who's this guy? I can kill him? Also, Politico Stefan getting a gift sub from Guzma now. Then his adventuring days were over. Appreciate the gifted sub there, Guzma. And welcome back into Team Enharmonic here, Politico Stefan. All the people being subbed. But yeah.
Are you alright?
Do I look all right?
Yeah, and that's fair there.
It's more than
Start getting into a game like this and it's gonna last forever. Well, not forever, but holy crap.
I need to warn our magistrate about the son of Xerxes and their plans.
And I need to see her about my payment.
Was that the entire quest? Or is it gonna lead into another one? Definitely getting the numbers pretty high up there in that case. And I haven't really done any work to my truck since, well, any time recently. Since we've been so busy with a lot of the basement stuff. Tomorrow, the painters are going to be coming in and going to be repainting the walls. And we would have done that ourselves, but there's some in, like, really tricky positions, like, way above the stairs, where it's like you basically have to put up a ladder, like, on the stairs itself to get, like, certain walls. And it's like, yeah, that, sounds a little bit sketchy there. So we're getting painters coming in tomorrow and doing the painting. So things are going to start looking really different. And then once the painting is done, start putting some shelves back in places and, maybe start slowly putting things back to the way that they once were, except in a new way now. Similar yet different, mayhap. Oh yeah, it's, what's the temperature right now? -7. I'm pretty sure it was like -9 earlier today. So it's been a little bit chilly. Today was the first day that I actually dug out my winter jacket. But it's been consistently below freezing for, like, a decent little while now, which is good if it actually stays colder longer, because last year we only had, like, our first our first snow that stayed on the ground in the new year. So, like, last year, end of the year, winter, we didn't have any snow apart from the stuff that came and then just melted immediately after. It was really weird. being able to drive the Mercury truck on December 31st, that was a weird feeling, because there was no snow or ice on the ground. But now we actually do have a little bit of snow on the ground currently, and it was snowing earlier today. And it seems like this stuff is staying, unless we get a little bit of a warm spell. But this week is supposed to be pretty cold. So we're probably going to be keeping the snow.
The sons of Xerxes are preparing to
So
strike.
it is good if
It's you,
nature gets a little bit
Magistrate.
more in
This meat will
sorts.
save me from certain death.
For double the reward, I hope.
Finally, someone around here who knows how to use a sword. I've been trying to convince Perry to build our defenses since we first saw the sons of Xerxes creeping closer to the village.
This is my sister, Thea. She considers herself to be acting general of Lalaia in the man's absence.
It was your husband who shielded us before. Someone must do so now. Did you hear anything Agnodiki said? If we wait on the gods for help, we will be massacred.
The only language the sons of Xerxes seem to understand is violence.
Misthios, what if I hired you to protect the village?
I'll do what I can.
Good. Meet me at Kephisos Spring. I have plans for those sons of Xerxes.
Okay, so it's a quest chain that goes on a little bit here. But anyway, as I was saying, the truck I haven't actually done anything with because we've been so busy with the basement. So I'm thinking that the truck stuff is going to be early December. The transmission is currently in the hands of my dad's friend's dad. That my dad was saying he was going to follow up with soon and see if there's like any progress updates there, what he thinks about the transmission and what can be done with it. And then after this basement stuff is done, sometime early next month, December, probably going to
Good to see,
see about removing the fuel tank.
Yours
Hopefully
too.
it won't be too
Lalaia is
difficult.
the daughter of Kephisos,
And then we can get it
god of
properly
the
cleaned
sea.
over the winter, and then there's not
It's said that
70
Kephisos
plus
is
years
good.
worth of gunk in the
Thea,
fuel
right?
tank that can potentially
he only told
get
me
into the
you've been acting
filters and
as
engine
general.
and stuff.
Though from what I
So.
saw earlier,
So we'll do that, maybe try to fix the speedometer over the weekend. The winter.
She asked for my advice.
I don't know.
sometimes we want a comforting voice that says everything will be okay, rather than to be confronted with harsh reality.
And now we are on the knife's edge waiting for the slaughter, and we have done nothing. I must prepare myself to fight, and hopefully the others too. Can you teach me?
Your sister says you act like a general. Let's see if you fight like one.
I'm
Oh,
ready.
we're fighting now?
Hey!
I guess we're fighting now in that case. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that about the tomato plants. Yeah, maybe it was a little bit too much direct sun there. I mean, I'm sure a lot of those varieties have been grown in that kind of climate before. Like, I'm sure a lot of them just kind of came up to Canada as ones that would have been, like, popular in the States, and then people started bringing seeds up here, I would imagine. Like, I know Brandywines, for example. Well, I know Brandywines, for example, originally came from the States. I mean, before that point, they might have been from somewhere else, but they became popularized and known about in the States,
The sons of
at least.
Xerxes won't be as
So,
kind.
No, it's a good wake-up call. One I wish.
yeah,
Perry
should
could
be able
have.
to pretty decently well there. And if you want ones that, like, for sure can do well there, can always grow, like, a Creole tomato, potentially. Since that's more adapted for that climate. I mean, my Creole tomatoes here took a decent bit of maintenance to get going, but then they did great. Now you're the hero. I don't know.
One can only hope to live up to that title. I've been playing soldier too long, and now I'm stuck in the role of Perseus while feeling like Andromeda.
Should I... I'm almost done with this game. I'm wrapping things up. Should I be flirty? I don't think I'm going to pursue this, but, like...
I seem to recall the legend saying that Andromeda was nude and tied to a rock.
Was she? I'll have to remember that the next time I'm reenacting the myth. Lalaia has a rich heritage for theater, though not so much for fighting.
What is the role of women in Lalaia?
Spartan women are taught to keep up with Spartan men. Lalaia seems different.
It is an oversight that I've been pushing to correct. When the men leave for war, our defenses are limited to a few hunters too valuable to leave, or young men who can barely hold a spear.
And now that the hunters are dead,
We're more exposed to attacks from the sons of Xerxes than ever.
Why aren't you the
I've seen
leader?
Kings and commanders. You share their temperament.
Perry married the governor. I am unwed. Spinsters do not become leaders. We exist on the fringes.
There's
We
still a
should get
lot to be
back
done.
the task at hand. There's still a lot to do.
You're right, but it's hard to know where to start. I need to train the others for war, but we are without weapons and armor. No blacksmith. But his daughter is still here.
What about the hunters you lost?
We need to train replacements. There's also a camp close by. Likely the daughters of Artemis. They are not a friendly bunch, so we've been doing our best to avoid them.
Where
Who
can
should
I find new
train to hunt?
hunters?
I've met with some volunteers from the village. They've got a little experience, but need to have their bow arms straightened. You can find them on the edge of Lalaia.
What does the blacksmith's daughter
Not
need?
sure how useful I'll be to the blacksmith's daughter.
Metiadosa mentioned needing some materials before she can get started. Between you and me, she needs a little push. She's been helping her father at the forge since she could walk, but she still doubts her own abilities.
I should get started. Sharp lessons. Okay, I guess I'll do these. But yeah, I wanted to go something different there. I gotcha. Multiple quests accepted. Let's just see here. But yeah, I would imagine that they should be able to do alright. Like, maybe dried up or burned up with too much sun. I don't know. I'm not entirely certain. I do know that the creoles that I was growing struggled a little bit with a different climate, but eventually I was able to get them going, so maybe it's a similar thing and vice versa. I'm not entirely certain. Or maybe they got to a little bit too big of a size within a pot, would be the case, and they needed like a little bit more space to grow out a little bit. Also, when it comes to tomatoes, I currently have a whole 1 tomato plant that I'm growing. It's about yay big right now. Maybe a little bit bigger than that, actually. It's actually starting to get, like, pretty decently tall. I don't remember when I planted it. I planted it from one of the tomatoes that I had in my lunch about, maybe a little bit over a month ago, something like that. It's called a Vilma tomato. It's a kind that I got from Finn, from Germany. And it's a type that's meant to, like, stay small. And from the ones I grew this year, I found out the plants stay small. Like, the tomato from my, Vilma, not Velma, is what it's called. I think I might have left some seeds of those with you. But they might have just been under the name Germany tomato, was the case. Yep, like that. And, so I found out from the plants that I grew that they only get about, like, this big at most. And they were bred to stay small, so that you can either plant them outside, or just leave them in a pot if you have, like, limited space, like on a balcony or something like that. So I'm growing it on my desk at work, where after I was eating a couple of them for lunch towards, like, the end of the harvest of the season, I was like, you know what, let's just take one seed out and plant it in this pot. And I did. Now I have a little 3D printed pot like that, and a plant's about that big, so I'll transplant it in the next couple days here into a bigger pot, and then it can live in a big pot like that for its whole life, and then give me some tomatoes on my desk at work through the winter. Is the case. Oh jeez, I'm sorry to hear about that. But yeah, and the How to Train Your Dragon live action, as someone whose favorite movie of all time is How to Train Your Dragon, like I already told you in DMs, I don't see the point of it. Quite frankly.
I am.
We may not be the big brutes you're used to, but we're versed in killing well enough.
Well, we know how to fish.
That's a start.
We're ready. Do you have everything you need?
Yes.
Uh,
Take your bows and we'll go.
What do I
Tell me
need?
about Lalaia.
We've been blessed by both the waters of Capisos and by Aphrodite
Oh,
herself.
well, I guess I'm calling my
She's
horse.
the source of all beauty.
But yeah. But yeah, I would think that they would have been fine outside.
Us just has a lot.
Maybe you need enough space for roots or something or other, or
Provides us with what we need.
a place without as much direct sunlight, I don't know.
For all of Lalaia.
When it comes to tomatoes, I actually have most of my tomato seeds
With the sons of
on my
Zeus so
desk
close,
right
is
here,
there no
actually.
game around?
This is a whole lot of different types of tomatoes that I grew this year, is the case. So I have quite the little collection here, let's say. I'm definitely not gonna be starting all of those next year. I'll start some of them, some of the ones I really liked, but I want to start other new ones. I want to start some of the ones that I bought in Louisiana and Texas.
I doubt they
Some of the
interest
white
sons
tomatoes I
Zeus.
got, some of the green zebra tomatoes that I got.
Perhaps their numbers
If I can find them at a seed exchange event, one of these days I would like to start green sausage tomatoes. I've never tried them before, but everyone keeps hyping them up like they're amazing. So I would very much like to try them one day. So I'm going to keep an eye out for green sausage tomato seeds at like seed exchange events, because I doubt that's the kind of thing you could ever find at like a store. Oh yeah, I harvested like a metric shit ton here. If you'd like some here.
Great bear is said to live nearby.
I have a lot.
I'm already regretting being here.
What? Can I find a target like this? Oh, probably there. Bear Grotto is probably the place to go then, right? But yeah. Oh, jeez. Well, I know I have one thing here, at least myself, with the FF16 poster.
Fighting bears keep an eye out for when it gets angry. Then you need to run
But yeah.
the other way.
Oh yeah, the dot there.
You need to raise your elbow to be level with your ear, keeping your arm straight and relaxed. Your arrow needs to be just below your eye. Then exhale and release. Try to aim for the eye so that you don't damage.
Why don't you
the
just
rest of
summon a spirit from the ethereal realm and take out the bear? But yeah. I really like Metroid Prime 2. I thought that game was pretty good. That might be up there. Yeah, I'll have to beat it first and then see here. Will be the case. Here, let's just like... What? I love Ubisoft games so much. Oh man, they are just causes of endless laughter. They're so good. Here, then do this, and then I get some adrenaline back for future encounters. Like, I genuinely love Ubisoft games so much. Oh man. No, one was climbing over the other into the air. What? It not being my potential second favorite of the year without me beating it does not mean that I'm not having a good time with it. That is not what that means. I don't know. Can you assassinate bears? You can't. Oh, but you probably don't get anything as loot if you send them to the Shadow Realm. Well, okay. Wow. I just stabbed him in the ass and he left this ethereal plane. Where the heck is another bear? Where the heck is the bear? Are those... a whole... Wow, I'm not that disgusting. Are those a whole bunch of, like, short trees or floating shrubs? Yeah, I guess I never really tried that with a bear before. This is definitely a floating bush. Many floating bushes. That's Ubisoft Games 101. That's how it is. Well, if I bump into you guys again. So dramatic. I don't know where the heck. Why do I have to kill 5? This is ridiculous. Why couldn't it be like 2 or 3? Why 5? I don't think I'd be able to spot any new ones like this, would I? This is for... I don't know, that's some other camp there. Bear? Bear? That's a rock. I don't see another bear. So I don't know what the heck here. Where the heck can I find another bear? Would there be one respawning in the den, maybe? I don't know. Seems like a large area for eradication area. Why, oh why did it have to be 5? But yeah. Well, Guzma, just team time yourself out for 10 minutes, so enjoy the 10-minute timeout there, Guzma. That is not a bear. That is so not a bear. That's a bear. having a fight. Okay, it took me a little while to find this last bear, though. Here. Then I run over here. And I stabby stab. Crouch under that, even though it's probably not really necessary to. There. I'm yoinking the materials. That's a lot of soft leather. Do they not follow me over here? Are they running? Where are they going? Come back here! I need you to finish the quest! Okay, just to the horses. Panicking for a hot second there. Where's your friend? Oh, there. Okay,
Thank
well.
you, Misthios. I've learned much from the bow. Aphrodite
Have you now?
died, but Artemis acts.
I don't think I used the bow
Lalaia is such a
once. No, wait, I
beautiful
did.
horse.
On the...
I'm glad I can do my part to take
On
care
2 of 5 of them.
Thank you. That should be enough to get you through the week. But there's still much to be done for Lalaia.
Okay, there we go. Learning the land. So now, who the heck is gonna chat now? I don't know. That's a good question. The Ore of Aphrodite talks to the blacksmith's daughter. Playing Smash while listening, Goose, but you silly goose. I hope that the Smash is going well. Wah. Wah. Ah, big stretch. Mayhap I should set you up to play Smash against Rise. Practice against him one day. Though I guess he would have to be over here because, like, his internet doesn't work at his place for, like, Smash Online stuff for some reason. It's certainly going. Well, that's not terrible then, right? Whee! Perhaps indeed. This away we go. We just jump literally through the tree. Oh man, this playthrough's gonna be over soon.
Tell me to make the weapons, but when you have them, ask if I know how. Oh,
All the people running into panic in the background after that kick.
oh,
That person's still
that
running.
explains why I don't know you. I'm Ethiadusa. Please don't tell me you need new weapons or armor.
I don't, but the rest of the village does.
Oh, that's worse.
I thought you were the village blacksmith. Why are you so reluctant?
I'm not the village blacksmith. My father is, and my brother is his apprentice. I just fetch wood when they need it. Now they all expect me to arm the village.
Where's your
Are you
family?
the only member of your family left?
I'll know when the men return from war. Mater left with the ferryman last year.
Let
Is
me
there
help
any
you.
way I can help?
I think Pater left the molds and tools nearby, but I need ore, and even then I might make something utterly useless.
Why do you
look
doubt
capable
yourself?
enough to me.
There's a difference between knowing how to do something with your mind and knowing how to do it with your hands.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've definitely learned that when it comes to my baking attempts. Tell me about the ore.
What ore do you need?
Any kind of ore will technically do, but
But
my pater used the legendary ore when making a dagger for my mater. It is called Aphrodite's ore. Sounds strange, but it's true.
Well then why don't I just get you some basic ore for now, and you practice with that, and then when you're confident, you use the super valuable stuff, so you don't make something useless out of the valuable stuff. That's what I would do. Why is the ore named for
how
Aphrodite?
did the ore get its name?
The legend says Hephaestus, god of the forge, found this.
That's what I did
ore
with
and
grafting
used
this
it to
past
make a
year.
helmet for
Is
his
the
wife,
kinds of sticks I had a
Aphrodite.
bazillion of I would use first,
loved
and then
it
after I
for
was more
its
practiced
color.
up, I used like my more
Because of
niche
that, the ore works in the
kinds that I
hands
saw
of
in my head as
any
more
smith.
valuable. Where is
Where
the
can I
ore?
find the ore?
It's hard
Oh,
to reach.
that's one update that I have, I
Found
guess, that I
it
can share
at
during
the
AC
Persian
Odyssey.
remnants in a secret cave just above the water.
Sounds like you've been there before.
I told you, I wasn't the smith. I was there to fetch what Pater needed. I'd go myself, but I need to hit up the kiln.
Okay, I'll go find the
I'll
ore.
bring back Aphrodite's ore.
Yeah, that's an update that I can share technically, is my fruit tree grafts there. All in all, it was, not super great. I didn't get the best of success rates, but I think I can identify a lot of the reasons why and get, like, some better odds next year. I only had 2 successful grafts on my almost crabapple tree when it came to that. And then on my plum tree that I tried to graft onto, I had 3 out of 4 successful attempts, but then one of them snapped off partway through the season, so just 2 out of 4 successful attempts, you could say. I'm gonna have to regraft the Pempina plum that broke off, sadly, which is really sad because I love Pempina plums. So I'll have to regraft on another thing since the original grafted branch broke. But now that it's fall time, and, well, late fall, early winter, and all the leaves are falling off the trees, the one branch on that crabapple tree that actually grew significantly was the Red Wonder branch, which is the type of apple that has red flesh rather than a typical yellowish, whitish flesh that apples usually have. The September Ruby graft that I put on that grew like a single leaf, and that was pretty much it. I don't know if it's really gonna be growing long term, but my Red Wonder graft actually grew from like, I can probably bring it up on the screen here actually. Let's just see here. If I do this, oh, there's my one tomato plant that I was talking about earlier. Ignore Guzman and Carvia DMing me there. There's the one tomato plant that I have in a pot at work in this like 3D printed pot of mine. But the, yeah, we were talking about Red Wonder there, Anima and I a little bit. Yeah, this graft that's on there, where it's like, here's the original crabapple tree that are supplying the roots and stuff. Here's the grafted branch that I put on of Red Wonder, and then here's what grew this year. So it didn't quite grow as much as the length of the original stick, I don't think, but it's pretty close, and it's covered in buds, so it clearly wants to keep on growing next year. And I have a lot of the leaves here that I brought along with me just because I thought it was kind of fun, and they're fuzzy. I found out that Red Wonder leaves are fuzzy from this one growing. So, yeah, very different leaves from the other ones on this tree, evidently, and seeming like they're ready to fall off a bit sooner than that. And it's the same thing with the grafted plum tree that we have in the city here, where the different branches, they'll flower, they'll lose their leaves, they'll do all sorts of things at different times from one another. Typically not too far off from one another, but still at different times from one another. They're all different varieties that have their own cycles and follow them. So you've got this branch here with its few leaves that are completely yellow, and then these still completely green leaves on the main tree, and some that are like starting to get ready to turn yellow, which I find kind of interesting. So yeah, this is a leaf that was grown on a tree that does not belong to the same variety that this is of. A leaf from one of my successful grafts, you could say. So, I just think that's kind of cool. So, yeah, there's one small thing that I can share when it comes to life stuff, as I sometimes do during the Assassin's Creed streams around here. And I look forward to seeing how it continues to grow. And before this leaf shrivels up and, like, dries out and crumbles away, I'm thinking that I might get, like, a piece of paper and do something like I would have as, like, a kiddo, and just, like, trace over it with a pencil, where it's, like, you just scratch back and forth while the leaf is underneath it, and then you basically get, like, the outline, a kind of drawing of the leaf itself, and write Red Wonder Apple 2024, and kind of keep, like, a little bit of a log of some of the different things I've grafted onto that tree. Like, a little bit of a record, a Hall of Fame, a kind of cool thing to look back on, you know? I thought might potentially be a cool idea, so I should probably do that before that leaf dries out too much, because it's already pretty dry. So, yeah, there's that idea. So maybe I'll end up making a little bit of a collage or something or other. Might be fun. If there was a closer viewpoint this entire time. There's a ship dock. I could have saved some time. Oh well. Whoops.